Hello, it is August 11th, 2023. I had a little bit of a break there because I was back in Canada doing something super important, and that's getting married. So I am officially married to my lovely wife, Leah. And yeah, we were back in Canada, so back in the Toronto area. Beautiful wedding. Everything went perfectly. I don't think we could ask for any more. It was awesome. We had, all of our closest friends and family were there, except for a couple that couldn't make it last minute kind of thing. But yeah, beautiful day. Just super thankful we could spend that with everyone. So that's what I was doing over the past week or so. I guess I got back on Monday, so now I've had officially a full week back in the United States, and yeah, got back into the groove after having, a week off from content creation. I was trying to instead of create videos, like whether that was writing or just engaging on social media kind of thing, trying to trying to stay active in my downtime, but of course, like wedding things were priority, so as those came up, just making sure that it was obviously on top of that. So anyway, yeah, super excited about that. I'm also, I'm happy to be back and able to kind of keep doing what I've been doing. So let's think about some updates here. So, work-wise, things are kind of going along. I don't think there's anything super exciting or relevant from work. We have performance reviews coming up next week. So that's not the right way to phrase that. We have rewards coming up. Essentially, the reviews had to be done ahead of time, like months ago, to get ready for that. So I don't have anything to share about that right now, but I think after next week it will be kind of interesting to reflect on it, only because it was public information earlier this year that Microsoft was not going to be doing salary increases, and this isn't like a private thing by any means, so I just maybe spend a minute or so talking about it, but I think this reward cycle is going to be extremely challenging. Well, for me, for me as a manager, and then for, individuals, because while the no salary increase thing was public information, right? This was a cost saving technique from Microsoft. They did have layoffs earlier in the year, unfortunately, but I think one of the methods where they said, look, we can avoid more layoffs was avoiding the salary increases. Um, and it's not for me to say I have no idea about like how the entire business functions, right? It would be ridiculous for me to try and make any claims, but so like that's unfortunate for all the employees, right? If you compare that to being laid off, of course, it sounds much better, but it's challenging because as individuals trying to grow in your career, one of the metrics that we have is regarding the salary increases, right? And then not only that, with inflation being high, and we have people that are outside of the United States as well in some areas with even higher inflation. So when your salary's not at least keeping up with inflation, it just kind of setting you up for the following year. You're already acknowledging like my dollars don't go as far, so that's going to be really challenging. And like I said, it's already been shared. Like that information's public, but I think when it comes to it being reality now, that's going to be a bit challenging. So for me, it's going to be challenging because, like I said, I don't make the decisions about salaries being, leveled and fixed or layoffs or anything like that, totally outside of anything I have control over. But I need to be able to articulate to people on my team that are doing good work, that they are doing good work, and that the salary is obviously not a reflection of that. So it just becomes more challenging because we have fewer data points and like fewer tangible things to put in front of someone to say, look, see, like it is progressing. Um, and I'm personally, like, I'm just being transparent. Like, I'm not excited for that. I think this will be probably the hardest rewards conversations I've had in my career to date. So, um, I'm anxious about next week because I I feel like people are going to be disappointed just strictly based on the nature of the salary discussion, and it's outside of my control entirely, right? Like I want my team to know and believe that everything else that I did have control over, like that I was representing them fairly and that I was, kind of standing up for them in terms of compensation and all that. So, yeah. Anyway, after next week, I might have some other insights when I reflect on it. It might take a couple weeks for me to digest, but that's kind of the big thing at work. So that'll be interesting. What else going on? So meal coach stuff still progressing. Really excited about a couple of opportunities. So I can't recall the last update, but I think I probably shared we're trying to work with one of the coaches at my gym who has clients obviously as a coach. So we're gonna try to see if we can do a bit of partnering up there. Now that I'm back, I'm gonna try and touch base with them. But we were working on some exports so that either he or his clients can share meal plans back and forth with each other because they're still using another application as their core. And we're not going to be able to displace that application, but the nutrition part of it, we think that we could. So while it might be a little bit clunky to use two things, like right now he's just using Excel or Google Sheets or whatever to go make the meal plans, and like we can replace that part and make it automatic. So that will be a good way to get a bit of a, like a feedback cycle started. So excited for that. But I need to do a bit more pushing um, because obviously things are working at least well enough for him right now without us. So I need to kind of provide that incentive to be like, hey, look, like here's why we can make your life easier. And then next week, I'm just checking my email. I don't see a response in yet, but next week I have a call actually. I reached out to someone on LinkedIn about I call it like a partnership, I guess, a collaboration of sorts. Um, they're sort of in a coaching business. They actually have an application that helps with like influencers and stuff like that. So um, they're literally just opening the door for us to have a conversation because I reached out. But the idea, same thing. Like if we can get more users, like just trying it, the feedback, right? Like we're not charging anything for it right now. We just want people to try it, give us feedback, and go from there. So that will be cool. I'm excited about that conversation. I'm crossing my fingers that stays in place. And then a couple other things, just around being like more of a more of a formal, like it's a real thing, not just like a something we whipped up and we talk about periodically, but we actually like tried to get some like credits from Amazon, and I think we got $1,000. Well, I mean, it's not a crazy amount, but I had noticed that after changing some of our setup in AWS, my cost went up to like over $500 a month, and that's just for the Amazon hosting stuff. And if you remember what I said a few moments ago, we're not making any money from this. So for me to be dishing out over $500 a month to keep something afloat, it starts to become a little bit uncomfortable at that point. So got a couple. I downsized a couple of databases and we got that Amazon credit for $1,000. I think it should get us maybe about 3 months of free service for Amazon, which is cool. We're gonna try and apply for the Amazon. It's like an accelerator program, so we're kind of going through that, which would be awesome. If they can help us out, especially on the things that we suck at, like the marketing and that aspect. Like I think when it comes to building stuff, like not to sound cocky or anything, but the person that I'm working with, the two people I'm working with, the like we have a track record for building things, and I have no concern that if we wanted to build anything, we could with time, right? So it's really about the sales and marketing part. So I think they have some credits involved in that as well, so that'd be cool. And then also Datadog I'm not sure. I think some people, maybe many people have heard about Datadog, but they do a lot of like integrations for analytics and monitoring. So it hooks up with AWS and stuff like that. We actually have I don't know how you could possibly use this, but I think $100,000 for a year. So I feel like that it's like an unlimited year kind of thing. Like I said, I don't know how you could use $100,000. I'm sure there's a way. But yeah, they offered us that after we reached out. So super excited about that. I'm gonna try to look at some of the pro features that we can leverage. Um, but it's really cool. So that's like just feeling more real. And then in terms of feature development, I think we've got like my partner who's doing a lot of the front end stuff has done a tremendous amount over like the past couple weeks, especially Of course, all of his work is tremendous, and he's been, delivering. But I just say over the past couple weeks, it's been like, it feels like it's kind of like game changing, right? So we have, I think the thing he's doing next is going to be progress photos for checking in. But he's been doing like revamping on like sign up emails and stuff like that. He's been doing like, uh, kind of like walkthrough guides. So even when you sign up, like it will show you a walkthrough guide so you can see how to use the product. It's just little usability things like that that make a user feel like welcome and understanding of what's going on. It makes such a big difference. So uh, I'm glad that he has like an eye for that and is excited to carry out things like that because I feel like I'm very bad at that. And like I think I understand with respect to like usability and stuff like that, but it's almost like he's got a creative mind for it. So he can go identify and solve problems before I would even realize they exist, kind of thing. So it's just I think it's a good partnership there. The thing that I'm working on, so we got all of our US foods ingested. So there's about 2 million foods in the system. Super cool. They switched over some of the keyword searching to use full text instead of like some other mechanisms that weren't as performant. So that's good. I think there's a couple of, like our meal plan generation. I feel like it's not related to the number of foods in the database, but that seemed to have gotten slower. And I have like in the back of my mind, I'm like, I have to go debug this, but it's only slow on the server and not when I do things locally. So I have to go figure that out because it would be like remote debugging sort of thing. So there's that. That's not a deal breaker because it's slower. It used to take like 2 seconds. Now it's like over 10 seconds. So something doesn't feel right to me there, but I'll dig into that. We've had a couple people using the software, so caught a few bugs. This speaks to how we work with telemetry. So I am fortunate enough that I've been in a position where when our AWS alarms go off, if I'm not at home and I'm a few minutes away, whatever it happens to be, I can usually fix the bugs like email the person because I can see their user ID and then have their contact information to look up their email to let them know. But I can email them and say, hey, like sorry about something not going right for you. I'm on it, and I've been able to fix like 3 or 4 bugs in like 20 minutes kind of thing. Like once I'm at my computer, 20 minutes. Uh, and that's been I think awesome. The one super crappy thing is I realized that our emails were going to spam. Um, we had some configuration stuff that I guess changed in AWS, and I email out of Gmail, and it was not. I guess it looks like it's not the right source for sending the email. So anyway, I was contacting these people, being like, "Hey, sorry about this issue. I'm fixing it. Hey, look, I fixed it," and then they're never seeing it because it's going to spam. So I feel like a total idiot. But I'm actually like I'm proud of the fact that we're able to iterate like that. And this is a pattern that we used in previous things that we've worked on. So in a previous life, we were basically able to use telemetry to fix bugs before customers could even report them to our tech support, which was awesome because tech support. Uh, I remember the guy at the time, totally amazing guy, like a friend for life kind of thing. He'd kind of walk over to our desk and be like, "Yeah, we got an issue. Like a couple of people called in about this, and it was awesome to be sitting there being like, we already got it fixed. Like, don't worry. Like, you can tell them next release." And kind of having that mentality with this service is exciting and it's proving to work and it just feels good because we have a lot of pride in what we build, but we acknowledge things aren't always going to be perfect. It's software, right? There's always going to be things that escape. Um, but yeah, I think that's mostly the meal coach stuff. I know it kind of went on for a little bit longer there, but still tons of momentum, so we're excited. For dev leader content and stuff like that, I had a really good week last week for just audience building, which is ironic because I didn't put out any videos last week that were long form. So I broke the 1,000 subscriber mark on YouTube. I think as of this morning, it's 1,035. And That's like it was 900 at the start of last week. So that pace is picking up, which is really cool. I'm very excited about that. It's not it's tricky because like what the number is doesn't actually dictate success in my opinion, but it's hard to know if things are being successful without other metrics. So having something like subscribers going up and accelerating like feels good because it tells me that people are finding the content and then they're enjoying it. So I'm really proud about that. The other metric that's really helpful, and both of these are from like monetization as well, right? You need 1,000 subscribers, and I think I need to hit essentially like 333 hours a month for the year. I think that comes out to whatever gets me 4,000 watch hours. But I went from having like 140 trailing watch hours in a month to I think it's like 218 or something. So again, that's over the past like week and a half, 2 weeks. So I'm really excited that there's momentum there. Um, so yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna pick up some blogging again. So, like I right before starting this video, I just hit the publish button on another blog post. Um, and just trying to keep that momentum up as well because I dropped the ball on that. That was something that was just a little bit too much for me to do. And for me, when things become a little bit too much, they drop off immediately. I've had times where I feel so stressed because of whatever's going on that even like taking vitamins in the morning drops off. Um, it's something that simple, right? Where I'm like, obviously, it's going to take me 2 seconds to do it. It's helpful. It's for my health. And it's just a little bit too much. So the blog writing was certainly like that and just trying to be better at it. On that note, this is kind of weird, I guess, but I have like a process that I use for taking notes, and I'm very much a person that needs like a tangible notebook. Digital things just really don't work. I used something digital for habit tracking in the beginning of the year, but kind of fell off with it. But I've gone back to my notebook process, started refining it. And one little tweak that I made was on my to-do list the night before, actually trying to assign times to when I'm going to do those things. And I found that the couple of things that keep sneaking past and moving to the next day, when I put a time on them, they get done. So um, I'm excited about that. And I'm bringing that up because I was doing a bit of research and talked to a lawyer about it. And I am going to, I think, start looking at releasing some types of digital products or products for sale online. Um, one of them actually is going to be like a planner that follows the techniques I use in my planning. So I'm gonna try to release some templates for that and see if I can get them printed on Amazon and stuff. And if nobody else wants them, I'll be buying them from Amazon. So maybe I'll be my own biggest customer. But I'm gonna do that. I think there might be a couple other things like quotable things that I can have printed, stuff like that. So it's all going to be little things. I cannot do courses right now um, because like I can't have another income on a visa, right? So anything that's passive is okay, but I can't go creating courses because that would be pretty active work to be able to generate income from that. So courses are still not going to be available. I probably will pursue that at some point, but um, I'm just going to keep putting out free content for now. That's the plan. So yeah, might do some stuff like that for some products. And then another thing too is affiliate marketing. So I do have the clear on that. And actually just got my first sort of sponsorship, affiliate partnership. So bulk supplements is going to be providing me a couple of products a month. So I will be starting to post about that as my obligation to them. But I'm only reaching out to companies that I already use their products or I want to use their products because I'm excited about them. So this is not an ad, but bulk supplements I use a ton. I'm very active in the gym, and for me, I don't like buying pre-packaged like pre-workout stuff or other, just pre-made supplements because the cost is insane when you start thinking about someone who uses it like every day. right? So say a pre-workout powder has 30 servings and it's $50 or something, like that's $50 a month for me to go to the gym. Like, no. Just for caffeine basically is like that's the primary ingredient, right? I literally bought the equivalent to 24 years worth of caffeine for just over $100. Uh and that, like I said, that's the primary thing in your pre-workout. So why would I go spend $50 a month when I can go buy things in bulk? So anyway, bulk supplements, I'm really excited about that. I got a couple products on the way from them, and the obligation is really just to have a couple of videos on Instagram, uh, full posts and a couple stories. So I'll be doing that. I want to make sure that it's relevant to the audience though. So my audience is not the people that follow me for exercise and working out. It's obviously for software engineers. So I will be trying to make sure that when I talk about the use of these products, I want to make sure that people understand like the as a software engineer, right? Like for me, my outlet, my physical activity, my relaxation, even though it might be it's like meditation for me, right? That's going to the gym. And I think everyone should have something like that. And I think that health is really important, especially for people like software engineering can be quite stressful. I'm sure you're all aware. So having, things that can help relieve stress, help you sleep better, help you just be healthier in general. While it doesn't seem like that's a software engineering related thing, I think that that's an important thing to balance in your life with software engineering. So when I talk about some of these products, I want to make sure that I'm balancing that so that people aren't like, why is this dude talking about, lifting weights or what, like going to the gym and I just want to learn C sharp. Like I want you to understand that the more time that you're investing into your software engineering career, like these other things are extremely important. It doesn't mean you have to go to the gym, but maybe like you want to go on walks for your getting your cardio up and getting your steps in. Maybe you play sports, like something. You need something physical. And I'm going to be trying to, share a little bit more about that because that's a passion of mine, and I think it's critical for longevity if you want to be doing software engineering for the rest of your life. Cool. Okay, so that's a little over 20 minutes. It's a little longer than I like to do, so I apologize about that. But excited to be back, excited to be married. I don't think my ring's a little sparkly, but I don't think it's gonna focus on the camera. So, yeah, things are really good right now. I'm just really happy. So, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your continued support. It's really cool to see some momentum, and we will see you next week. Take care.